Thumbelina is the goddess Flora. We must bring her home before it's too late. Nature must have balance. The goddess must be restored to her home. Thumbelina's curse is broken, but now she's trapped! Go. I'll take care of those monkeys. No harm will come to Thumbelina.
Once upon a time, there was a young girl named Dorothy. One day, her house was swept up by a mysterious tornado that carried her to a magical land of fairies and flowers. Dorothy learned of a goddess residing among the fairies. Hoping she could show her the way home, Dorothy set off on a journey to the core of the fairyland, Rosaria, joined by the others she befriended. Among her companions was a scarecrow, who confessed his desire for a brain, a tin man who proclaimed his wish for a heart, and a cowardly lion who wished for courage. They overcame many obstacles and perils along the way, only to have their hopes dashed when the goddess confessed she was unable to grant all of their wishes. Instead, the goddess gave the scarecrow, tin man, and lion tokens of her esteem, for their journey had made it evident they possessed the traits they so desired already. And with a click of her shoes, Dorothy was whisked safely back home. The goddess resumed her post, maintaining the balance for nature, for certainly there was no place like home.
We must hurry. There's not a moment to lose. Ice won't be enough to destroy the vines. Perhaps if we could combine extreme heat and cold together.
The power of a goddess is never absolute, for it rises and falls in accordance to the faith she has bestowed. Such a decline befell Flora, the nature goddess, forcing her to revert to a child's form. Weakened, Flora came across a wicked witch, whose curse shrunk the goddess to fit in her wizened palm. The witch named her Thumbelina, intent on keeping her captive. Flora managed to escape, but in her vulnerable state, many more perils faced her. Powerless and lost, she was forced into marriage to a mole, but was saved by a kind swallow in the nick of time. Flora was taken to a floral fairyland, where the fairy prince released her from the curse and allowed her to recuperate within his lands. Soon, Flora and the prince fell in love. The prince proposed, but Flora could only refuse, knowing her duty lay elsewhere. Though broken-hearted, the prince gave his blessing and welcomed her to visit his lands whenever the need arose.
We will do this together. I have her. We need to get her home quickly. Hurry, there's no time to lose.
Imagine all you want, little mice. You will never leave this place. Never!
As well as a modicum of my power. Thank you for answering my call. You have all my deepest gratitude, and I am gladdened the journey has seen you likewise rewarded. I must stay in Rosaria to replenish my powers before I can return. But I will rest easy, knowing the three of you will be there in my stead.
Our time in Floralia has finally drawn to an end. Kai is eager to return to his studies. Although I think he is very wise already, he is anxious to be able to use his knowledge to protect those important to him. Gwen tells me he has discovered more than he hoped for, and found someone he thought lost to him. He has invited me to visit the castle, under much friendlier circumstances. As for me, I feel as though I've lived more in the past few days than I ever have before. I've met so many new friends, and I am much more confident in using my powers. I am not sure what the goddess meant of the rewards we have received, but what greater reward could there be than saving the world? I hope one day the three of us will have another adventure together. Until then, it is time to go home.